Way to start that off backwards. I appreciate that, camera. Hello, everybody. How are you today? My name is Tammy. If you don't know me, I am the owner of Red Jasper Wellness. It is a holistic coaching company that I have been working on for 10 years, and I have just started it. Today is our first Whole Foods cooking class that I'm super excited about. It is going to be interesting because if you didn't see my picture before, I definitely MacGyvered this whole setup. So it should be very interesting to see how this works. But you know, it's just here for having fun. Who cares, right? Like, it's fine. Everything's fine. So I see we have Aubrey. Hello, Aubrey. How are you? I see your little things. Actually, the one time I ever went live, apparently there were comments and I didn't see any of the comments. So Aubrey, if you could say like hi or something so I can see if a comment shows up, that would be great. Just great. All right, so we're gonna get started. I said for an hour and 30 minutes, but it's not gonna take that long. I really just did it because one, I'm new, and technical difficulties and all that stuff. I wanted to plan a little bit of extra time in there. And if anyone had any questions or anything, I wanted to make sure that I saw those. Hold on. Oh, no, that's me writing a comment. Well, hopefully, let's see. Aubrey said she's commented twice. Just says comments will appear here. Well, I don't know. Also, I think there's a way of recording this, but that also is not happening. Oh, there's someone else in here. It doesn't tell me who. I'm so sorry. This is my first time. I have no idea. Oh, it's Jay. Hello, Jay. How are you? All right, cool. So let's just get started because I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. Who knows what they're doing anymore? All right, guys. Seriously, this is so funny. All right, so this recipe is mine. I made it up. It's a green chili enchiladas. I did this because, okay, so let me just start off a little bit. A couple weeks ago, I was learning how to make hot sauce, and it came out so good. So I am actually going to start bottling it and selling it at local farmers markets here in Vegas, and we're trying to get something online happening, so, you know, if you're interested in it, by all means. But I'll, of course, tell you what you can get at the grocery store if you can't get it. But I wanted to showcase the green pepper sauce. You can see it. I've gone through a lot of it. People have tried it and liked it and eaten it, and it's been in recipes and stuff. So, but this is the one that I like the most. First things first, whenever you start cooking, go ahead and preheat your oven, because the last thing you want to do is be ready to go, throw it in the oven, and your oven is ice cold. Okay, so just rule 101, throw that in there. All right, so these are completely vegan and whole foods. There is nothing artificial in here or anything like that. So hopefully you enjoy it. And again, I'll give you the little side quest you can go on if you don't want to go as far as this. So, but the whole point of being whole food, plant-based, is that you want to make sure that you're getting more vegetables into your life. It's cutting out the meat and dairy to maybe 10%. So instead of making like a chicken breast the whole star of your show, it's making like broccoli the whole star of your show, and then maybe a side of chicken or a side of dairy, instead of it being the opposite where we do nothing but eat meat, and then the vegetables are kind of like on the side. So this is kind of a way for you to get more vegetables into your life without really sacrificing the flavor, because if you're like me, you love food. Grew up in the South, so everything buttery and greasy and good and fried is my jam. But I quickly realized how bad it was for you. So anyway, so the first thing you're going to do, after you preheat your oven to 400, 400. You guys, I have a list right up here of all my instructions, so I just make sure I'm on time. You're going to take red and green peppers, and you're going to saute those up for a few minutes until they get not super wet, like super like broken down. You want to make sure that they're a little crispy still, because you're still going to be throwing them in the oven, okay? So while we're waiting for this to heat up, because what did I just say? Make sure you heat it up first, and then I do this. It's fine. It's fine. I still wish to know why the comments weren't working. Oh well. I don't know. I don't know, guys. So yeah, so we're going to be sauteing our peppers and onions. Now, another thing with being whole food and plant-based is actually cutting the oils out of your diet as well, or at least scaling those back a lot. Not that oil, well, olive oil is considered heart healthy and things like that. Obviously better than lard or, you know, vegetable oil, you know, whatever. But the problem is that if you're trying to lose weight, if you're trying to, you know, make sure that you are eating very, very healthy and very clean, oil is actually just unnecessary calories. And so I fell in love with it through Forks Over Knives. I watched that documentary, I got the magazine, and one of their things is dry sauteing, which I was like, every culinary instinct of mine was like, this is ridiculous, it can't happen. But I have been really learning how not to use oils and stuff when pan frying, or pan sauteing, I should say. I don't pan fry. And roasting, which was a big, big thing for me. This technique just calls for just a little bit of salt. Salt is actually going to help break down the vegetable a little bit, and actually releases its own natural moisture. So that'll help out with kind of breaking it down and cooking. And then the other part, which I forgot over here, is a little bit of vegetable stock. Now, I make my own vegetable stock. What I do is, like, when I'm cutting up vegetables, peppers, onions, garlic, any sort of scrap that's not one of the, I'll call them the smelly vegetables. No asparagus, no broccoli, no Brussels, nothing that's like cruciferous. I mess up that word every time. None of those, because that actually will just smell like or taste like broccoli water. And it's not very flavorful. Oh, snap. Hold on, Aubrey, I just saw one. I just saw it. You said you can't see this, but I use water and sauteed peppers and onions too. Awesome. That's awesome. I use water, or like I said, if I have stock. And usually what happens is I make like 5 gallons of stock on accident. It's not 5 gallons, but it always tends to be a lot. So just pouring a little bit of that in there, kind of help out with that. Ooh. Awesome. Let it break down a little bit. All right, so while we're letting that break down, I'm going to introduce you to the main stars of this dish, okay? So one, your wraps, okay? I prefer, hold on, it's upside down, there we are, sprouted corn tortillas. Sorry, for me. He's going to do that. I'm so sorry. But we have corn wraps, okay? I like corn wraps better. One, it's like if you're trying to do, you know, less gluten or things like that. I love these. And they also taste really, really good because they get really, really crispy in the oven. And I really like that. Obviously, you do not need to get the Food for Life Ezekiel type ones. It's just the ones I like. Any corn tortilla will do. And if you don't like tortilla, go with the flour one. Who cares? As long as it's kind of small, so you can wrap, and flexible, so you can wrap it. After the onions, or after the peppers, we're gonna have onions. Now these have been roasted already. What if you can't have items made of corn? Like I said, go with flour. Whole grain, things like that. Or don't use that and just eat all the filling, because the filling's really good. Now I roasted these onions ahead of time. Something that's really important when it comes to like meal planning and prepping is trying to get all your stuff done ahead of time, because then you could just easily grab and go for dishes, right? So like I said, I had roasted some onions before and I used them for something else, and I was like, cool, I can just throw these in here, no problem. So that's really helpful to like for quick dinners and things like that. Now the ones I made before, I used a product called Jackfruit for the filling to go along with the peppers and onions. Jackfruit is usually found in a can. It's kind of sticky, to be honest, and it has to cook down for about 20-ish, 30 minutes. Usually used in like vegan pulled pork sandwiches and stuff like that. I marinated mine overnight in the green chili sauce, and it came out really, really well. And of course, this morning I couldn't find any jackfruit, so Instead, it's going to be potatoes. I love potatoes. I'm Irish, and I will throw a potato into anything and everything, and I don't care. I love them. So, plus, if you saw my Taco Tuesday post, having potatoes inside of a taco was life-changing. Just throwing that out there. And then for a little greenery, I've added some arugula. Now, if you have spinach, you can use that, any kind of leafy green. I picked arugula, one, because I had it in my refrigerator and it needed to be used, and two, there's a peppery taste to it, so it kind of adds a little bit of that pepper taste. All right, so these are almost perfect, so I'm going to add my onion to it. Let's just use all of it. Screw it. Why not? Why not? Oh, I forgot my apron. Guys, I have an apron that I never get to wear. And I forgot it. So we're going to keep heating that up. And we're going to add just a little bit of the green chip. Wait, what'd you say? I eat potatoes every morning till... Hell yeah. I love a potato. God, I love potatoes. So this is my green chili sauce. It's very mild. It's literally nothing but jalapenos, tomatillos, garlic, onion, poblano, vinegar. Like it's super easy to make. But again, if you don't feel like making it, you can always buy mine. Or you can just go to the store and get like a salsa verde, and you can use that. That's not a problem. So you see, I just added a little bit to it. Just mixing it around, kind of get that flavor going. I'm going to turn this down a bit because I don't want it to scorch anything. All right. With me so far? Everything good? Cool. Hope so, because I can't answer you. All right. So, the other key component to this is cheese. Now, how do you do cheese when you're vegan and going whole food? Okay. So, a lot of vegan cheeses, a lot of vegan quesos, they call it, they are, I'm actually going to turn this off because it looks pretty good to me. And because everything was already pre-roasted, all you're doing is heating it up. So it saves you a lot of time. So I have made, So what I was saying is that a lot of vegan quesos and a lot of vegan cheeses call for like raw cashews that have been soaked overnight in boiling water, using a high blender, having to pulverize them and things like that. And cashews can be very expensive. They're tasty, but very expensive. And so I wanted to find another way of doing it without using cashews, because again, they're kind of expensive. So I am very excited that I came up with this. I learned from a book called The Whole Foods Diet. They were making cream-based soups out of white beans, cannellini beans, navy beans, whatever you want to call them, right? Not navy beans, but cannellini beans. So they're white beans. And so what I did is I popped the top, and then I don't rinse these all the way. That's kind of important because the liquid that's in there is kind of thick. And so that's going to help with making that cheesy consistency. So what I'll do is I'll pop the top, and then I'll lay the top back in. Clean the top first though, because that's kind of nasty. Push the top in, push the top in a corner carefully. Don't cut yourself. And then fill it up with water. And then just kind of let the water do its thing inside the can. One, you're saving yourself a dish from having to clean that. And two, what you're going to do is just drain it from the can. And down at the bottom, because you're not like going all the way down, it's going to keep some of that solution. That sounds gross, but the liquid, I should say, that's in the bean can, it's going to keep that in there. You're going to use that. So I used a whole can of beans. I used half a cup of nutritional yeast. Now this is what gives it that cheesy flavor. This is very, very prominent in a lot of vegan cooking. And a lot, like this will go a long way. I've had this bottle for probably longer than I want to tell you guys, but it gets the job done. But half a cup of this. I also used Cajun seasoning for a little bit of a kick. It's not too bad. It's not super, super spicy, Aubrey. Just a heads up. And then garlic powder. Oh, and half a cup of oat milk. Now, I prefer oat milk because I don't drink milk when I can get away with it. But I used I've used half a cup of oat milk along with it. I blended it all up and voila! Cheese. It tastes like cheese. I was very, very impressed. If my friend Julia gets on the replay, if there is a replay, I don't know if there will be, she can attest to it. I definitely tested this out on people who eat meat, so to make sure that this tasted good. So I do have confirmation that meat eaters like this, so just a heads up. But yeah, so it came out really, really well. You see how it's very thick, very creamy, and it tastes like cheese. I was very shocked. Oh, and salt. God, don't forget the salt. Please, God, don't forget salt. It needs the salt, but not too much salt. Yeah, see, yeah, this whole journey has been very interesting. I only cut meat out of my life because I read up on, the whole foods diet. I was actually, it was because of my first episode magazine, the Forks Over Knives magazine that I bought, and it was just to get some ideas. I was still eating meat. Person I was living with was eating meat, and it was just kind of easy enough to do that. And so when we no longer lived together, I was like, cool, I can literally go like full speed on this, no problem. And so that's what I did. And then as I was doing my holistic nutrition certification, I kept reading some really gross things, and I just didn't want to. Also, I have, about 10 years ago, I was diagnosed with something called Barrett's esophagus, and so meat actually kind of hurts to eat. It's very hard for my body to break down. So I decided to go this route, see what happens, and I feel so much better. So I'm like, I am not opposed to anyone eating meat. And it's funny because everybody's like, oh, vegan, what? And I'm like, it's fine. I don't care if you eat meat. Anyway, yeah, like, the hell was I going with that? I don't even know. I just went on a rant. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to everybody. All right, so peppers and onions are done. Potatoes are already done. I roasted them ahead of time. Took about 45 minutes. Again, didn't use any oil. I used a little bit of stock at the bottom so they wouldn't like steam. And I made sure to use like a metal pan or a piece of tin foil, just because it kind of helps with the heat. And then salt. That's it. I just used a little salt, and that was it. That was all. So I'm only going to make a very small dish of it. So I got this tiny little thing. And again, because we're not using any oils on it, we're just going to layer the bottom part. I don't know why I closed this back up. I'm going to layer the bottom part with a little bit of the green pepper sauce. Just a little bit. A little blob. And it wasn't ready for this. Okay. And I just kind of smear it along the bottom. So it's like it's like liquid on the bottom. And you know what? I'm going to add a little cheese at the bottom, because why not? I think the first time I made this, the other day actually, I felt like they were a little too dry. Like there was not enough sauce. And I feel like enchiladas are really wet. So I definitely made sure to like kind of play around with it a little bit. Add more, add less. It's all you. It's your world. I'm just living in it. Also, my kitchen is super, super, super small, so this has been very fun. All right, so taking your little tortilla, add some arugula to it. A weird hand movement there. One little potato spear, and then just a little bit of peppers and onions. You can't tell if you can see it. And then it's really just folding it over. It doesn't have to be perfect, but what you're going to do is line it inside of here, kind of close to each other. It's going to break. It's okay. It's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's just got to be delicious, and that's all. That's all. Tell me what arugula is. Okay. Well, arugula is like, it's a green, leafy, you see it in a lot of like salad mixes and stuff. Looks like a little oak leaf, if I'm going to be honest. But it has like a slight peppery taste to it. So it's a little bit more bolder than like regular lettuce. And it was really because I had some in my thing. But if you add this to like your salad mixes, it definitely brings like a really good flavor to it. So I don't know if you can tell. Yeah, it's like that. Does that answer your question? Is it good? Was it clear? I hope so. All right. So how's everyone doing? How's it going? Aubrey, how are you doing? I appreciate you being here. I appreciate it. Awesome. I love it. I love it. Now, this recipe will actually call, like, this actually made, like, I think it was like 9 rolls. How do you think spinach would be? Oh, fine. You might want to add just a little bit of pepper if you want to look for that peppery taste, but spinach would be just fine. Plus, it's just some little extra nutrients. A little greenery. Anything green on your plate, I'm totally fine with. I think it's great. You don't need enough green. Ooh, speaking of, oh wait, hold on. I was going somewhere with this. Good Jesus. Yeah, the original recipe I made was like 9 rolls. I'm only gonna make 4. I'm not gonna let you sit here and let me watch you, or let you watch me make 9 rolls, because that's awkward. That's awkward. Who wants to see that? Not me. But I was gonna say, speaking of colors, so I have started a new program, and it's a monthly subscription service for $25 a month, and all it's for is just like, let me be your Pinterest follower, you know, not follower, I'm sorry, teacher. It's so you don't have to go do all that work, right? So what we'll do is we're gonna focus on a subject during the month. So it could be breast cancer awareness, it could be diabetes, it could be heart health, it could be brain health. There's so many things that we can talk on. And what I'll do is I'm gonna put together a PDF for you that has a lot to do with that subject. So 3 whole food plant-based recipes just to throw into your arsenal, excuse me, so that you have it ready to go. It'll give you a list of things that, you know, are good to eat. It'll give you a video series on why these foods are really good for you. And then at least, you know, 1 check-in with me, maybe more. I don't know. This is being a lot of fun, so it might be a lot more. And then it'll also include what's called a plant tracker. And your plant tracker is going to be how many fruit or plant foods you eat a day. You get little dashes. Every time you eat a meal, you sit down and you count your vegetables, right? So for this one, right, potato, arugula, peppers, onion, corn, let's say 5, right? So you have 5. You would put a little 5 on your day. How many are you eating every day? So you're not counting calories, you're counting plants. And the most plants you eat, the better you're going to feel, right? More nutrients you're going to get. Every freaking vegetable has some sort of nutrient, proteins, everything you're going to need. So then, at the end of the month, you let me know how many plants did you eat. Show me your little tracker. And whoever's, that puts you in for a giveaway. So, just a little bit of fun. You can find that on my page. I'll talk about that a little bit more. But what I was saying is, thinking of colors, June is going to be in honor of Pride. It's going to be called Eating the Rainbow. And it is about every single color of fruit and vegetable that you can get. What are the importance behind them? We always hear like, oh, this one's a super vegetable, this one's a superfood, this is this. Well, what's so important about it? What's so good about it? Did you know that there are purple vegetables? Did you know that, you know, eating this and over this could bring you X, Y, Z? I don't know. Maybe you didn't. So we're going to focus on eating the rainbow. So I'm going to bring to you, I've got 3 colorful recipes for you to try, along with, I'm going to put together a little video series of me explaining each and every vegetable and fruit and color to you. We'll also talk about the use of artificial colorings in our food, which we all know are bad, but damn do they taste good. They're in everything. They're in everything, and it's so bad. So bad. So that's my little, this is brought to you by advertising. All right, so if you see, because I sat here and talked too much, they all broke open. That's okay. It's fine. You're going to pour some more of your cheese sauce on the top. Nice milky coating. Oh my god, I can't wait to eat these with the potato. So like I said, the other ones I used jackfruit. And then I just topped it off with a little more of the green. There we go. So it looks like this. And then throw it in your oven, probably for about 20 to 25 minutes. It really depends on how crispy you like your shells. I like mine to be a little crispier on the side. Now, you see that magic I just did? So this one kind of looks crummy because this was from the other day, but I saved it so I could show you guys. how the ending looks. It doesn't really look like that. Not when you first take it out of the oven. Will you add the? Yes, absolutely. I will have the. I will add the recipe here in a second. But I wanted to show you guys what a finished product looks like, and I swear to you, it doesn't look like this when it first comes out of the oven. I just want you sitting here for 20 minutes, again, staring at me while we're waiting for it. But what goes on top of your finished product? You're going to use avocado and cilantro. If you don't have that gene that makes it taste like soap, because I love cilantro and I think it's delicious. I'll post a picture of what this did look like when it first came out of the oven. And that's it. That's it. That was it. Hold on. How long did that take? Oh, that took like 25 minutes. 25 minutes. That was it. 25 minutes. What? Aubrey. Cilantro's so good. Mmm. It's in all the salsa. If you don't like cilantro, I understand. You're weird, but I understand. So what you can do is like top it off with some like sliced green onion or, you know, nothing. Just avocado. Because I love avocado. Avocado tastes really good with this. Oh, do you guys want to see my trick when it comes to avocado? Hold on, let me show you. So I learned this on, I think it was Instagram. If you get a container, you are weird with food. I know this. You guys, Aubrey and I have been friends for about 1,000 years. So this is why we banter the way we do. But yeah, so if you take your avocados and you put them in a container and fill it up with water and put it in your fridge, it will literally sit in there fresh and green for like 3 weeks. Like, I don't know about you, but I keep bringing home avocados just for them to go bad. And I didn't like that. When we, like, what was it, Super Bowl? When they said that we were going to have a ban on avocados, there was like a big thing about that. My sister and I were laughing because she was like, how else am I supposed to buy avocados so they can just go bad on my countertop now? How am I supposed to do that? Now you don't have to. It's like this. I will say that if you, the longer you do wait on them, they will start to taste gamey. So if you were to like let them sit here for a long, long time, they'll still be bright green, but they will taste a little bit weird. I need to learn how to pick them. Oh yeah, I will say too that if you get them and they're super hard like rocks, they'll continue to stay hard like rocks in the water. It needs to be like a nice, firm, little bit of give, just a little bit of give. Actually, let's see if I can, I don't know if you can tell, but if you push it, you see there's like a little indentation in there. I don't know if you can see that. Guys, I'm using my phone and not professional. Yeah, do you see that little bit of give? That's a good one. And then the way I cut them is a secret weapon of mine that I found at like Walmart. It's this awesome little knife, right? Shaped like a little avocado. How cute, right? So this part will cut the avocado, and you're going to cut it straight down like this. And then the inside, so once it opens, you just twist and you'll pull it apart. And then to get the nut out of the middle, you use this part, and you're going to put it on top of the nut, and then you're just going to turn it, and then pops right off. Then you can use this spoon side. Dude, this thing is awesome. This little spoon side to scrape it all out. And then of course the little knife part, you can also like cut it into chunks or slices too if you don't want the whole thing out. And then to store them once they're cut, you want to use them within like the next day. But if you were to put them face down in either a very airtight container or with a little bit of lemon juice at the bottom, it'll help the browning. It's not going to help it 100%, but it will help it not turn into mud overnight. So just a heads up. And yes, run over to Walmart. And then I bought this little container. It just fit perfectly all my little avocados. I found it at a place called At Home. And then what I do is when I bring home new avocados, I just put those at the bottom, and my older avocados, it's called FIFOing, putting it at the top. Shh, Mav. It's just me, I'm sorry. So anyway, that's it. That's all I have. Super quick, super easy. Again, one of the biggest things that you can do to make this easier on you, pre-cook everything. Take that Sunday. I roasted a ton of, almost past, I roasted a ton of wedges, like for the potatoes. I can literally throw those into any sort of thing I want to do this week. Same with the onions and the peppers. You could roast all of those, cut them, and then just build them as you go. Oh, thank you, Aubrey. Thank you. If you guys do make it, please let me know how it is. Like I said, we are going to start selling the green pepper sauce because it's been a hit. I've got a couple other flavors too. Actually, the next video is going to be on a buffalo chicken salad instead of like regular chicken salad, made out of cauliflower and out of the vegan oil-free buffalo sauce that I just made. So that'll be the next thing that we do. But we will be selling this. Ask me more. I might be able to get you some soon. But if you're not going to, just any green salsa, called salsa verde, will be perfectly fine. Or if you're feeling up for it, try and make it. It's very easy. It's very easy. My sister, she tried the little bit of buffalo cauliflower chicken salad, and she toasted it up on some bread with some like spinach and avocado, and it was like chef's kiss. Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, so that's really all I have. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm not as nervous as I thought I was going to be, so this is good. Thank you, Aubrey. I appreciate you, and I love you. Appreciate you so much. Make sure you eat your fruits and vegetables, guys. Keep in touch. Let me know how this went. Maybe next time I'll try it like live. I don't know if it's really going to be a difference when it comes to like this. Actually, I think the next one I'll probably do on Instagram. So if you're not following me on Instagram, you are very welcome to. Just to kind of give both, until I can figure out how to do this simultaneously, I might just hop back and forth. Anyway, I love you guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate everything. And I hope you have a wonderful Wednesday.